defensive teams in the country, Northwestern, and you guys shoot 52% from the floor, 45% from three. Just how pleased were you with the offensive effort this afternoon?
I was extremely pleased with how our guys bounced back from a tough loss in Iowa. We could have came in with our heads down because we let one slip away. Not taking anything away from Iowa, playing well as they did. But today, we responded, especially like when you talk about the first 6 minutes, defensively. We did a good job defensively, knowing that Northwestern can shoot the ball extremely well. They're going to attack the paint. They're going to try to expose you on ball screens with Bowie, whether he's trying to get downhill or making the play to some of their roll bigs. But we play against good teams in this league, and we have a very good competitive league that you're going to always get, teams best, whether it's at your home court or on the road.
Chris?
Two big lineup did good things for you. What did you see from that had you feeling good about that going into this game?
Well, it was a big game changer for us in the second half, especially on the defensive end. First, I give credit to Will for coming in the second half, bringing his energy, toughness, and then we look at the last 11 minutes of the ball game with Terrace and Hunter on the floor. Hunter, a very smart, high IQ player, played also with another big before, meaning Musa. That it was nothing new to him, but Terrace, he's starting to get his feet wet. You're young in this league. There's a lot of learning. It's a learning curve. There's a lot of learning that happens with the game of basketball that Terrace has embraced. I see that there are going to be some times when we have to go to that lineup. There are times to go, be a difference maker for us on the defensive end as well as for rebound.
Juwan, Phil Martelli mentioned that you ran that two-big lineup when you were in Europe this summer. What has Terrace done, or is it Hunter done to make now the time to unveil it?
Well, you have Hunter, who's a willing passer. Terrace is athletic, he's big, he's strong. On the defensive end, he impacts winning and doing all the little things, whether it's loose balls, rim protection, rebound on the offensive and defensive glass. But offensively, he's also a lob threat. And as you can see, when Doug gets in the paint, Doug is able to make plays, and guys commit. Doug is able to find whether shooters or Terrace, who's underneath the block. But Hunter, he embraces the fact too that you have another guy that's going to help him rebound. And at times we're going to face big teams in our league, and you look at Moran playing with Nicholson. You take a look at Indiana, with Jackson and Thompson, and then as we all know, there's more. We're gonna throw different lineups and see what works, but I see there's a lot of growth in that lineup.
Coach, on your back right with Jennifer.
I have two quick questions for you, Juwan. Do you have a nickname for the two big lineup yet?
No, I do not.
I heard Thump and Bump from Terrace.
What do you call?
Thump and Bump.
Thump and Bump.
Is that
Did he like give you the why?
Yeah, and he gave us one of these. Thump and Bump,
I have to ask him the why.
And then just let me ask you, how a game like this, kind of gritty, resilient, or some of the words your players used, how a win like this can really help you guys later down the stretch in the season in a Big Ten that is so tight to win.
Well, every game matters, but having a win on your home court in front of your home crowd, that helps big time. It was nice to see that support behind us. It also brings, it helps you get another stop on the other defensive end. It also ignites you when you see the ball going in the basket, when you hear the crowd extremely, into the game and supporting, the hard work that's being displayed on the floor. We have one day of rest, and we're right back at it again on Thursday versus another tough team in our league. And that's what we expected throughout the year. There are a lot of coaches who've been saying this is one of the best, if not the best conference in college basketball. I would say we're definitely one of the best Power 5 conferences in basketball because every team, you don't get their best.
Andrew?
With Terrace, can you give some insight into what he's like kind of behind the scenes at film study or practice or any of your, one-on-ones with him?
Well, I tell you this, he's a very funny guy, so when I heard that name that he's throwing around, it doesn't surprise me. I just got to go back and ask him why. But he's a young man that's always engaged into learning. He asks great questions. He also, two of us get one-on-one work in at times, or it's Terrace and Hunter together with myself. He's also a worker in the weight room. He's done an amazing job with his diet and how he's really invested in himself. And I see that maturity that he's just a freshman. He's scratching the surface. But I see a lot of growth in this young man.
Lindsay?
In the second half, you guys were a lot more aggressive on the boards. How important was that intensity, that effort for the success today?
Yes, it was big, huge, because in Northwestern, they averaged over 11 offensive rebounds per game. And as you can see in the first 2 minutes of the second half, they were able to get 2 offensive rebounds, and that's unacceptable on our end, especially off a free throw. That's built on effort and grit, and then to get another offensive rebound off of a layup. They were quick to the ball, so I needed to find something that would ignite us. But I knew Will would be that guy with this toughness, and he's just scratching the surface too. This is his, you can say, freshman year, but we trust that when Will comes in the game, he's going to give us that life that we need. Will, Jace, Terrace, those 3 guys, and then you also can throw Isaiah Barnes in there too. Those 4 guys give us that energy that we need.
Tony?
Yeah, just one more about the freshmen. 3 freshmen on the court during winning time to close that game out. Is this about that time of year where you would say freshmen are no longer freshmen, and just where are they?
No, they're still freshmen. Who says that?
Well, I don't know. Just by the end of the year, it's no longer.
End of the year, that's when they get their Letterman jacket. That's when they're no longer freshmen. When you get your Letterman jacket, that means you are an upperclassman your sophomore year. But they are freshmen, and they're going to continue to keep making those freshman mistakes, and that's a part of it. I always go back to thinking back, and I'm not that old, but knowing that when I was a freshman, Jalen Rose was a freshman, Chris was a freshman, Jimmy King and Ray, our first game, we had like 30 turnovers, and we still won by 30. Now, I'm not saying that we're that good, and those 3 freshmen are that good, but at times, you're going to see my hair starting to turn a little bit grayer if you haven't noticed it now, because that's a part of the growing pains. And having 18 turnovers, it is not because of the freshmen, all the freshmen, but those mistakes that we're making, hopefully by the end of the year we won't make the same mistakes. But we've done a really good job overall of taking care of the basketball up until tonight.
We have time for a couple more.
Real quick, but the career high from Jet last game, career high from Doug tonight, 6 and 8 from Terrace. Does it feel like they are sort of turning that corner, I guess?
They have more room for growth, man, because they got a lot more in them, all 3 of them. And this game hasn't slowed down to all 3 yet, and that comes as you get more and more experience with Big Ten play on the road. But I trust that with the coaching, the great staff that we have, and then also the way how our young man has really embraced learning and growing, they're gonna get better.
David?
Going back to Will, he didn't see any time in the first half. He played half of the second half. Was that a deliberate choice to keep him out of the first half, or was it just flow of the game?
The flow of the game. Yeah.
Sam?
Juwan, you were talking about guys still being freshmen. So Jet hits 34 the last game, right? Comes out in this game, starts out hot. And then he starts finding his teammates. 7 assists to lead you in this game. That's not freshman. Like a lot of freshmen just jacking that situation. So is that field? Is that coaching?
Yeah.
Or is it both?
No, actually, that's a great question. I would say it's part of field. And Jet, you're right. When you have 34 points, the next game, you expect to have 30, or you're gonna go for your numbers to get at least the 20s. And, you know, Jet's not wired that way. He's also understands that time and possession, which he's gonna continue to keep improving with, but reading defense. And that's the part, with being a willing passer as he is, and his passing is very underrated. His playmaking ability is growing, but he, of course, allowed the game to come to him. And I was impressed with his maturity, and because there were moments when he was tired, and I had to put, you know, I recall the first half with Jet and Hunter was sitting down together, and like, wow, they both are tired, but you got to give them a breather. And then in the second half, Jet asked to come out because you're playing so hard. You have a quick turnaround in, you know, 2.5 days. But I love the fact that he did not just come out and just say, you know, I'm going to go for my numbers, or allow fatigue to settle in and make bad decisions. Having 7 assists with 0 turnovers, that's pretty impressive.
Thank you very much, Coach.